Hey guys, what's up? I'm Age. Quick question. Have you been eating crayfish lately? I have. And yeah, I've already taken down a few. So let's get back to work and record a proper tutorial. Today I'm sharing a really useful feature from the Xiaohongshu image editing model. It's been out for about 2 weeks, and I tested it myself. Honestly, it surprised me in a good way. Here's the key point. We can edit the whole image without shifting the main subject, and at the same time, we can preserve product details really well. Let me show you some test images. See those tiny English letters? They don't change at all. They read basically identical to the original image, but the edge blending is much better. The environment, color, and all tone match the scene. Nice line. Even the shadow looks great. Same thing. Here small text stays stable, and the details look clean. I've shown product background change workflows before, but I haven't really shared a model swap workflow like this, and the results look surprisingly good. Product details and text are preserved really well. Now compared to models like Klein and Quinn editing models, this Xiaohongshu model feels more balanced. It doesn't have that heavy paint-over look, and the color shift isn't as aggressive as Klein. But one thing, it's pretty demanding on hardware. On my local machine with 16 GB VRAM, it's a bit tough to run smoothly. So, I recommend using an online platform if you can. Alright, let's look at the workflow. I've uploaded it to Running Hub. You can find it on my profile. There are a bunch of e-commerce workflows there too, like outfit swap, HD ups, and product detail page generation. If you haven't registered on Running Hub, you can use my invite code. After registration, you can get 1000 RH coins. Most of my workflows are free to try, except the one-click detail page. Now let's open the workflow. It's actually very simple. The core is this node made by Xiaozi. I've talked about it before. When covering Quinn and Klein, it's super useful. This node helps align clip features. The implementation details are a bit complex, so I won't go deep here. If you're interested, go watch Xiaozi's video. He explains it really well. For the model, I'm using Xiaohongshu 1.1, and I am pairing it with Quinn S8. Step acceleration. In my tests, it's more stable than Xiaohongshu S. Built an 8-step acceleration. Let's check the result. You can see the shift is basically 0. Look at the clothing area. It doesn't move at all. The model has changed completely, but the clothes stay identical. That's why, whenever a new editing model comes out, I always test the shift first. Because shift directly affects whether we can preserve important details and how much manual fixing we need later. If there's no shift like this, small details can be repaired perfect. Using a detail transfer node. Even though this is full image sampling, the patterns don't change. When I used Klein before, I demonstrated this with a mask, like partial in-painting. But here I'm not using a mask. I'm simply painting the area that needs detail transfer. We can even do dual image reference. For dual image reference, make sure you enable this node. In theory, you can plug in even more reference images. But here I'm using only 2 images to avoid any shift. When writing the prompt for this model, pay attention. You must describe features from both images. Also, don't write something vague like the female model in image 1, because if both images contain a female model, the model can't tell which one you mean. Instead, describe the specific person clearly. For example, an Asian female model in image 1. If both are Asian, go even more specific. Hair length, outfit, and so on. That way, the model knows exactly which image your description refers to. After describing the input image, you also need to describe the desired final result. If you only say an African female model, that's not enough. The model isn't that smart. So I add details like dark skin tone, short hair, and other key features. And you can see the generated result matches much better. That's the prompt writing trick. Overall, this workflow is very simple to use. In most cases, single image editing is enough. Dual image editing is used more for product background replacement. Let me demonstrate quickly. I'll upload 2 images. Image 1 is the product. Image 2 is the background reference. Notice image 1 has a lot of tiny text. With normal full image sampling, that text often changes. So we use a mask to protect it. That's the area we LL repair, later via detailed transfer. Once the mask is done, we simply adjust the prompt. Honestly, many people write prompts way too simply. Like put the product from image 1 into the background of image 2. Some tools can handle that because they read very strong. But open source models aren't that large, so they're not that smart. So we should give more accurate guidance in the prompt. Now we can click run. I recommend using plus mode. It uses a 48 GB GPU and runs smoother. You can also increase the output resolution. I'm using 1280 here for speed. You can go up to 2048. Just don't exceed 2048. Alright, the image is out. Let's check the direct sample result first, because the shift is small. Detail preservation is already decent, but you can see the small text still has some glitches. So we run step 2 detail transfer. Now look, the text is perfect. It matches the original exactly, and the scene is blended in as well, before using masks for foreground. Occlusion was pretty annoying. You had to merge masks, add nodes, paint multiple times. But with global editing, you can automatically add some of that foreground occlusion, so the final scene looks more natural and realistic. If you want the related files and text info, I've posted them in my community. And if you want to learn ComfyUI in depth, feel free to support me there. Alright, that's it for today. See you in the next one. Bye.